Yo, 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 let's go. Hell yeah. Figured it out. We figured it out. Let's go. That should really mitigate some of this bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Because now you have to be following me. You can't just comment if you're not following. You know what I'm saying? You got to be following if you're going to talk shit. We're not just going to take shit talk from anybody. You got to follow. You got to be following. You know what I'm saying? That's the bare minimum, folks. That's the bare minimum. Like you're not going to type unless you're following. And you don't even have to pay just to be a subscriber. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the phone number up so we can take calls. If people want to comment, they can call in, you know? That's the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. I'll tell you, I'm freaking fuming about what Trump said about Rob Reiner. I just can't get over that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get over it. It pisses me off. Like, what a disgusting thing to say about a guy who really was a good guy, too. Like, we're not even talking about someone who had questionable character. You know, we're talking about someone who was a good person, a good guy. And it's funny because really Rob Reiner in his death has caused more people to hate Trump because you're awakening the inner child of many people who loved Rob Reiner. Regardless of their political affiliation, they loved Rob Reiner. Marianne, thank you for the $1.99 super chat, Marianne. Appreciate you so much. Sheffy, thank you for the $5 as always, dude. Appreciate you. I think I set... Oh, yeah, I did. I said it go up there. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think part of it has to do with the files. I think that Rob Reiner's death is suspicious, as a matter of fact, but I'm not going to get into it right now. He was about to release a documentary. I know this sounds crazy, but guys, people think I'm crazy when I say that I know right now I'm actively being suppressed on TikTok. Like, that's a real thing. And you may not notice because there's, still a lot of people in my live streams and this and that, but I can tell on my video content based off how long it takes to compile the same number of views. There is a concerted effort by this administration in a number of different ways to silence people who are speaking up against Donald Trump. And I don't know. I think it's weird that he was coming out with a documentary about the connection between Putin and Trump, and then suddenly, coincidentally, he dies. Dude, does anyone think it's out of the realm of possibility? Like, do we really think it's out of the realm of possibility, as crazy as things are right now, that this administration got in the kid's head or something? No, I don't discount anything anymore. Okay? I'm not saying that that's definitely what happened. I'm just saying I discount nothing now. There is nothing that I just accept as fact anymore, especially as it relates to my government. And I've been heading down that path for some time. This is nothing new. I've been heading down that path for an extended period of time, unrelated to party affiliation. But I've reached the point where I'm done just accepting things. I don't. I'm going to question everything from now on. I will be questioning everything. If it smells fishy, if it looks weird, if there's something strange going on, I'm going to question it. That's what I'm going to do. I think humans need to stop being so hateful to each other. I think Maga needs to stop being so fucking problematic and racist and xenophobic and transphobic. I hope you're not making a both sides argument because you're in the wrong place. I really hope that's not what you're saying. MAGA, the Republicans have caused where we are today. Plain and simple. Republicans have caused the escalation in our political climate. Plain and simple. And that's a fact. We are here because of them. They did this. They normalized that kind of rhetoric. Yeah, I'm sick of the both sides shit too, honestly. I check it 10 toes down. I check it 10 toes down. They did this. They made this way. They unnecessarily escalated our political climate. Listen, if you're a Trump supporter, quit crying in the chat and call in 908-652-3703. Oh no, they can still comment. They just have to subscribe. We don't that they can't comment without subscribing. Call the number. Call the number and quit your crying. They're all on the same side, you fools. They're not on the same side. They're not on the same side. But you can call in. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's talk about the differences between the two. It's a fine conversation to have. Let's do it. 908-652-3703. No, I'm live streaming, Robert. You're in my live crying, right? I didn't come to you. I don't know who you are. You came to me to comment in the chat. Call, and that's it. Call. That's all you got to do. You are. You absolutely are. Deal with it. Deal with it.
Call from Wilmington Treatment Center.
Robert, here's for you, Robert. Now you don't get to be seen on the channel at all ever again. Bye, Robert. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, would you like to talk about that? Would you like to give me a take?
Sure. I think a couple of things. See, I'm 50 years old. I've been through several presidential elections. Hardly ever voted Republican. Trump is a political phenomenon. He is going against the grain. The people that he was for years before he got into politics are now against him. He's been a Democrat his whole life. We needed a change in the political system, and that's what he's done. We're actually talking about politics. Before Trump came to the game, this politics was like talking about, watching a flower grow from nothing. It just wasn't. It was nothing. It wasn't something that was in the psyche of the American populace. Now it is, and it's good. It's because of Trump. And we needed a nuclear bomb to just pretty much, obliterate what we've known to be the U.S. federal government, how they're against us, how
that's not what he's doing.
Us. Even Trump said that's
not at all what he's doing. What are you
that's not what he's doing. What is he? Okay, go ahead.
He's destroying the country. He's not doing anything. Are you saying he's doing something positive? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I said I was. Yes.
Okay. What is he doing
a
to
lot of what
dismantle the federal system against the people? Can you explain?
So I think with just going back to like one of the things that got the the middle class out of pretty much losing the American dream is the loss of manufacturing jobs. All those jobs were going overseas because it was a plot against the American people. They were sending the jobs to China and Mexico and so on and so forth.
Wait a second. You
so
made a claim that Trump has dismantled the federal government to benefit the American people. Can you substantiate that point?
Yeah, the federal government was is run by the Democrat and Republican Party, right? And
that's not what I asked you.
It's just
Can you
capitalism.
answer the question, please?
And what's the question?
First of all, manufacturing has not returned to the United States, but that's not the point that you made. You made a point that Trump was dismantling the federal government, right? We've actually seen manufacturing decline. The middle class is not back. Not sure what you're citing, but
no,
that's not true.
I didn't say that. Yeah, I didn't say the middle class was back. I said that's why the middle class. That's why the American dream is lost.
Okay, look. Can you tell? Look, here's the issue I have. Right. Let me break this down. The issue I have is that Trump supporters, right, seem to think, and maybe you could have the first time you voted for him made this argument that, oh, I feel like he's going to dismantle a system that really needs change. Maybe those people who initially voted for him, maybe you could make the argument it was like voting for a hand grenade, right? And he was going to, but that's not what he ended up doing, right? Like, he's more big government than previous administrations, right? He's dismantling people's constitutional rights. He's dismantling the foundation.
Let's stay on. Let's go back to. You said he's more big government than other administrations. Can you substantiate that claim? I'm not
sure. Let's talk about the military in our streets. Do you think that using the military as a police as a way to lower the crime rate in our cities is big government? Creating a police state, essentially?
Okay. He did say that he would dismantle crime. Is it working? Did it work in D.C.? Did it work in the city? I know that it worked in D.C. Even the Democratic mayor of D.C., who's definitely not a Trump supporter, admitted that it worked in D.C. and it worked in Baltimore. The crime rate was essentially cut in half after, just having the National Guard there for 6 to 8 weeks. Is that the best way to approach to do it? That's an argument to be made, but lives are being saved. That cannot be argued. And so that's what he said he would do, is that he would go into these Democratic cities.
I know you already said this. I don't need you to repeat it. You're wrong. So was
crime
on the rise or the decline prior to invoking the District of Columbia Home Rule Act, Section 740 in D.C.?
Okay, so the crime rate in D.C. Let me go back to murders because that can be argued. So murders were 110. Murders were down by what, sir? Down by hold on a second.
Down by like 30%.
Murders down. There was still hold on one second. That's not true.
First of all, don't yell. Yes, it is true.
Don't use foul language. Don't use foul language.
I'll do whatever I want. This is my live. Don't raise your voice.
I'll do whatever I want. I'll do whatever I want.
I'll read this out loud for you. Here's the data, right?
There was 100 murders in D.C. in
Excuse me, can I speak, please? Can I speak, please?
So what do you mean? Go ahead.
So this is MPDC, DC.gov. Okay, these are the stats. So the statistics here. Let's look. Murder rates in Washington D.C. decreased in 2024 compared to the previous year. According to this data, there were 187 homicides in 2024, a 32% drop from 274 in 2023. That is the lowest number since 1997 and the largest single reduction or decline in violent crime that we've seen in regards to total violent crime. So
The temperature went down. I mean, what does that mean? The temperature here was 5 degrees more yesterday or the day before. It doesn't
So
matter.
5
We're
minutes
talking
ago,
about murder rates.
5
We looked at
minutes ago.
187. No,
5 minutes
187.
ago.
No, sir. Let's
5
break down the
minutes
numbers.
ago, guys.
Let's
shut
break
up for a
down the
second.
numbers. You can't
5
just throw out
minutes ago,
statistics
you
and
just stated
percentages.
there wasn't
Percentages
a
don't speak anything.
decline in crime.
I'm talking about
There
real
was
lives. I never said it was not a decline.
Yes,
no,
you
I never
did
said
say
that.
there wasn't a decline. Yes,
no,
you
I
did say
not,
there was
sir.
a decline.
I did
So
not
you
say it was,
don't-
I said let's break down the numbers.
Can the military
I know
work
these
in
numbers
a
like the back of my hand.
You don't. You're stupid. You're wrong.
I
You didn't
do.
even know the number.
Now, don't start calling names,
You
sir.
are. You
What
don't
you're
know what the
talking about
fuck
is
you're
percent-
talking about.
No,
You're
you
loud
don't.
and
Sir,
wrong. You
let
said
me
there was
speak.
100. There wasn't 100.
You're louder than I am, sir.
All right.
No, I'm.
Have a good day, Goofy. I'm not going to scream over you. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay? If you're not going to let me finish explaining, then goodbye. See you later. Have a good day. Not interested in you. You got exposed. You said something that's not true. Homicides were falling drastically. Crime was down 35% from 2023 to 2024. That's the lowest in over 3 decades. In over 3 decades. Crime is down because of community outreach programs. Crime is down because they were addressing the root causes of crime, considering the socioeconomic factors that cause people to commit crime. Over-policing or adding the military to conduct high-visibility patrols to intimidate people into compliance only works if you want to commit the military permanently to that area, which is not a permanent solution. So you only advocate for a permanent police state as a solution, or you accept that it doesn't work. Those are your only 2 options.
Call from
Yeah, I'm just hanging up on Trump supporters. They won't shut up. Like, if they don't shut up, I'll just hang up on them. It's that simple. They start yelling every time they get exposed. This guy says, according to crime statistics, from whom I said the source 3 times. Maybe you need to listen. That would be a start. Start listening.
Hello?
You might learn something. Yeah, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
for one, this is Robert Scott Williams. You just blocked me when you muted me when I was trying to tell you that I'm not subscribed to you. 2, I want you to...
we don't give a fuck what your name is. This is Robert Scott Williams. Hey, Robert Scott Williams. No one cares. You blocked me. I'm going to listen, Robert Scott Williams, call 911. They'll probably be best. They'll be able to assist you. Did he really call and give me his middle name? Did he really call and give me his middle name? Yes,
Call from-
this is Robert Scott Williams. Yes.
Yo!
Robert Scott.
Okay, so I want... No.
Robert,
I got a question for
no,
you.
I
The
want you
ICE
to
thing.
shut up.
Okay, so
I want you to shut
how
up.
come the ICE...
I want you to be quiet. I want you to just be quiet.
Oh.
Can you be quiet? I want to say this to you.
No, I want to ask you a question.
No, I want you to shut up. You just gave me your middle name to call and complain about being blocked on YouTube. You just gave me your middle name. I'm not doing the crash out session. Robert Scott Williams.
All right, fair enough.
Sorry. I'm just not doing it. Those days are over. No more screaming over Republicans who crash out. We're not doing that anymore. I can't believe he gave me his middle name. Oh my God, he's still calling. Robert.
Call from
Robert, you need to get a life.
You didn't like it too well,
need
did
to
you?
get a
No,
life.
go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Like what, Robert? I didn't like what?
Oh.
What is he talking about? He's spam calling now. This is Robert Scott Williams. Look at the crash out in the chat from Billy here. Oh, with your furry characters. I got to block this guy's number. Robert, I'm blocking you. I'm blocking your number now, Robert. You're never going to be able to call again. And you're silenced in the chat. You should call the police, Robert. Guys, I want you to read this comment really quick this guy wrote. He wrote, this is the funniest crash out from a Maga supporter in the chat here. He wrote, all with all your furry characters. Hold on, I'm going to pin it. This is just too good. Oh, come on. What? Undelete that comment. I want to let me reinstate that comment. All right, I'll read it out loud for you guys. Ready? All your furry characters and all your F star 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 S star 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 and the things you love, you won't let somebody go by their middle name. You just let a waste of time. Oh my God. Listen, Maga, here's what I want you to know, okay? And this is the message I want you to understand. I've been thinking about this for a couple days, okay? From the bottom of my heart. I don't ever want to hear you mention Charlie Kirk again. Don't ever mention Charlie Kirk again. After condoning what Donald Trump said about Rob Reiner, I don't ever want to hear you mention Charlie Kirk again. Don't ever cry about the way people talk about Charlie Kirk. No one wants to hear it. Oh my God, this guy's obsessed. Listen, are you obsessed with me?
Maybe a little bit. Go ahead, bro. I'm just fucking with you.
You're not my bro. We're not bros. We're never going to be bros.
Then ignore that and just go ahead and proceed.
Then why do you keep calling me?
Go for it.
Why do I don't want to go for it. I want you to stop calling me.
Okay, then explain how ICE found 24,000 unaccompanied children.
This guy is literally obsessed. Guy, I want you to stop calling me. I'm not calling you. I'm not talking to you. Once you crash out, it's done. You can call back another day when you've calmed down. Man, you must really love Charlie Kirk because you spelled his name wrong. Guy, everyone's in the chat's laughing about how obsessed
you ain't gonna let me read the statistics. You ain't gonna let me read the numbers.
No,
man.
what I'm gonna do is
you ain't gonna let me read the proof. You mute me every time I do this.
We're not
bro.
interested
then
in listening.
Explain
We're not
how Biden couldn't find half that in 4 years, and he spent $350 million.
To you. What's your source?
That's because you're a liberal and you're a fucking blind retard. When I give you the
there's the slur. And so I predicted it correctly. Here, now I'm gonna call him. Watch this. Now I'm going to call him. You should stop calling me.
Who are you calling?
Yeah, I'm calling you. Don't call me anymore.
Call from.
All right. Are you a Trump supporter? What's going on?
Yeah, I actually am a Trump supporter.
That's nice. So, why are you a Trump supporter?
Well, first off, he's the leader of the country, so we should support him.
The leader? The people are the leader of the country.
Yeah.
You mean he's the person who works for us? You mean
he's the commander? How about this? He's the commander in chief.
Oh, that's a good, better
regardless
description.
Of how I feel about him personally, he's the captain of the boat. I don't want the captain of the boat to get drunk and crash into an iceberg. I don't want the captain of the boat to go on board and kill everybody. I want him to do a good job.
Did you feel that way about Biden?
Would it fair to say, hey, this may not be the guy I voted for, huh?
Did you feel that way about Biden?
Say that again?
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't vote for Biden. I was not
feel that way about Biden.
Yeah, I did actually. I wasn't a fan of Biden, but again, he was the president. It was horrible. But I didn't want him to do anything too crazy, too shitty. But guess what? He kept proving me right every single time.
Like what?
Day one, he says, we're going to allow all the illegals in, and they came in.
He never said that.
10+ million, right?
He never said that. Can you show me where he said that?
What? But so, you know what? Fine.
Here,
Fine.
let's simplify the
No,
conversation.
that's fine. I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
Okay, so let's simplify the conversation, Raj. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Can you give me consequences of undocumented immigration that justifies spending billions of dollars to remove them? Remember, that's the taxpayer's burden.
Okay, so illegal immigrants came here. What is a consequence that would be worth spending millions of dollars to send them away?
Not million, billions.
Billions? Okay, cool. Let's see. Rape, murder, human trafficking, drug smuggling.
Let's talk about it.
Is that?
Let's talk about it. So, in regards to crime,
Do you wait? Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Do you agree that would be a good reason to pay to have people removed, because some of these people, we're not quite sure who, but we know that a lot of these people, they traffic in drugs, they traffic in people, they have killed and murdered and raped people. So at least getting those criminals out of the country, do you not believe that that'd be worth it?
No, because if you look at the statistics, undocumented immigrants commit very low portions of crime per capita in comparison to, native-born Americans. Right. They just hold on, guy. I literally let you run your mouth and let me run mine. So when we look at crime specifically, undocumented immigrants don't really commit crime, but they definitely don't commit violent crime. They avoid law enforcement, right? Why do you think they avoid law enforcement?
They're afraid of being deported, right?
Right. So they generally avoid law enforcement. So no, statistically, the very low portion of undocumented immigrants who are committing crime are not worth spending billions of dollars to remove all undocumented immigrants.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
You've done that twice already. Clearly, it's okay.
Okay, so let's say pedophiles and people that kill old ladies. Do you agree that they should be removed outside the country? And I'm not talking about just illegals. I'm talking about like anyone you find in this country. We have a magic wand. We send them to Death Rape Island. Okay,
Yeah.
If you're a pedophile, you go to pedophile
Island. I get
right?
the question. I don't need you to clarify it six times.
Keep your
question short.
That being said,
no, I'm going to answer the question now. I haven't answered the question yet. Please calm down.
I apologize.
So, number one, we already have systems in place that remove people who commit the crimes you're talking about. Those people go to prison, they serve sentences, and they are removed from the country. That already exists. Those systems are already in place. So this idea that we were allowing people to commit those categories of crime and remain in the country is just not true, right? So the argument holds no weight. But I want to say, though, I find it quite remarkable that you're talking about that specific category of crime when the president of the United States just worked extremely hard to keep the Epstein files from the American public, which contains information about very powerful people engaging in pedophilia. I find it remarkable that you bring up that specific category of crime when the president has actively worked to keep information that would otherwise hold people accountable from the American public. That's remarkable to me.
Okay, that's fair. But you do agree that the people, because you just said it, that committed those crimes will go through a process to where they will be arrested, they'll go to jail, and be deported. So you are okay with those people who come here illegally and commit crimes being deported, correct?
Yeah, those systems are already in place.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, those systems that was happening under Biden. And the president before him, 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 and the president before him. Those systems are already in place.
Good. So
it's not the question, though. Sir, that wasn't the question. The question was, what justifies removing all undocumented people from the country, spending billions of dollars to remove this population of people? What is the consequence?
Oh, the consequence of them not
for
leaving?
Conducting mass deportation. This doesn't apply to mass deportation. You're talking about deporting people who commit violent felonies. We do that already.
I'll answer your question. I will answer your question.
Another question. Great.
No, I'm going to answer it. I'm going to answer that question. Okay?
Go ahead.
yes, I would say deport them because they're criminals. They weren't invited here. They didn't sign the book. They didn't sign the guest book. They came here illegally. That's crime number one.
Okay. So
now, once you are here illegally, and you commit a crime, you should automatically be deported back.
okay, but we've established they
Is that
commit
not fair?
very low portions of crime statistically. There isn't a single
Does-
state
does it
where you'll
ma-
be
does it
able to
matter if
prove
they
they
commit
contribute to a
doesn't
rise
matter
in
how
crime.
low the level
It
of
does
crime is.
matter. It
You
does
came
matter
here
when it
illegally,
concerns.
You committed a crime. You need to go home.
It does matter when
Is
it
that not fair?
concerns. Excuse me. It does matter when it concerns conducting mass deportation, because these people, just because you've committed a misdemeanor doesn't justify spending billions of dollars to remove them. If your standard is people must follow the law, why did you vote for a convicted felon?
What was he convicted of?
Falsifying business records to hide campaign finance violations?
Donald Trump falsified documents?
Falsifying business records to hide campaign finance violations. He was convicted in the state of New York.
You're saying Donald Trump did that?
Yes.
Can you show me where he did it? Can you show me where he was convicted of doing that? Can you show
Sure.
me where
Do you
they
have
said, hey,
Google in
Donald
front of
Trump
you?
falsified these records? Huh?
Sure. Do you have Google in front of you?
Yeah.
All right. So in front of right here, just type in Google for me really quick. Is Donald Trump a convicted felon? When was he convicted? And read to me what it says. Yeah, we're going to do it in front of everybody.
Okay.
So you're going to go to Google.
Oh, yay.
And I want you to type in, is Donald Trump a convicted felon?
Okay. Is the best president ever.
Type Donald Trump. Stop being a smart aleck. Come on.
I'm just fucking with you, guy. Come on.
Come on. Just type in, is Donald Trump a convicted felon?
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Read that out loud, please. Read it out loud.
It says yes. Donald Trump. It says yes. Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felony counts. Donald Trump was convicted of 34 felony counts in New York, falsifying business records in his hush money case.
Thanks. That's good.
2024.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
Okay.
So he was convicted,
my question is this.
and he received what's
my
called.
question is this.
Hold on. I'm going to explain the rest. So you may not believe he's a convicted felon because he's not in prison, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well,
That's not it at all.
so why didn't you know he was a
That's not it
convicted
at all.
felon then? You didn't pay attention at all during his criminal case?
No, that's not. No, I did pay attention. My question is, Donald Trump never said he falsified any documents. That was his accountant,
No.
the one who said that, hey, Donald Trump didn't do
No.
this. I thought he didn't tell me to do
Guy,
this. I thought
you
he
don't
wanted
know.
me to do
Guy,
this.
hold on a second. We're not
Oh, I
going.
do. The
One
34
thing.
counts-
Listen to me. What's your first name?
Okay.
I'm going to be as polite as
Uh-huh.
I can about this. What's your first name?
My name is Donald.
Yeah, your name's not Donald. A Muppet. I'm going to call
No,
you.
I'm being dead ass. My
Okay.
name is actually Donald. I swear to God.
Okay, Muppet. So listen to me for a second, okay?
Wait, can I
There
be-
is
hey, call me-
no
someone
way.
call me a Muppet. Can I be animal?
Excuse
Can I
me.
be animal? Can I be
Excuse me.
animal, please?
Can you stop talking?
I'm a big animal
Shut
fan.
up.
Call me animal.
Stop talking.
What? No.
The last thing
What?
I'm
We're
going
having a
to do
conversation.
is debate a criminal
Uh-huh.
case you didn't know existed 3 minutes ago.
I did. I
3
did.
minutes
I did know
ago,
it
you
existed.
didn't know he was a convicted
Okay,
felon.
very simple. I'll make it very simple. The 34 counts, what were they? What's the significance of those 34 counts?
Donald Trump falsified business records, which is a misdemeanor that automatically
did.
gets elevated to a felony in the state of New York when the intent is to commit another crime. I'm not going to debate with you a case where he was convicted by a jury.
That's the problem. You can't.
I can't. You
can't,
didn't
because
know
it's a
about.
lie.
Hold on a second. Let me just speak
I did.
I just want to speak
That's
to
why
the
I brought
chat.
it up.
Guys, listen. This guy didn't know that case existed. Literally 3 minutes ago. And now is claiming he's going to debate me on the case. Guys, really quick, I want to point this out for everybody. This person is really jealous about the super chats. They keep posting in chat, everyone leave this page so he gets zero money. he's super triggered. So if you guys support me, I would really appreciate contributing to the super chat goal. So May in space here gets super triggered. I would really appreciate it. All right, so I'm not pivoting to this with you. We're going to finish the topic we were talking about. You didn't know about this case 2 seconds ago, okay?
No, I actually did.
No, you didn't.
Sorry for counsel
You said he
bullshit.
wasn't a convicted felon, so you embarrassed yourself. Everyone watched
I'm not
it.
embarrassed.
Guy,
I do
everyone
not feel
watched this
embarrassed.
happen. They can rewind it 2 minutes and watch you not know he was a convicted felon 2 minutes ago.
Okay, very simple.
Furthermore,
very simple
can you provide a legitimate justification, right, now that I've established Donald Trump is a convicted felon and was convicted by stop talking while I'm talking. Donald Trump was convicted. I'm going to kick you if you keep talking while I'm talking. I'm not screaming over people today.
no, please don't kick me.
Listen. Listen. This is what happened to you in school. This is why you're here today. You didn't pay attention.
Wait,
I'm trying to shut up. Shut up. You didn't pay attention.
About Donald
You
Trump
probably
in school,
thought
and that's
you
why I'm
were
here
smarter
today?
than your teachers too, and that's why you're here today. Okay?
Okay,
I'm trying to
how's
give you
that-
an
is that an
opportunity.
insult?
All right,
Is that an
I'm going to put this guy on hold while I thank these people for sending super chats. May in peace. I hope you're super jealous. They're sending me super chats. Key Cat with the $5 super chat. Let's go. Sheffy with the $5 super chat. Please help with the goal if you can. This is not a problem. Hitting like is free. Like and share the live. Absolutely. Sheffy, thank you so much. Right plate. Thank you for the Canadian $2. Eat Boo May. Oh, May. That was directed right at you, May. Rory, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Man, it's just so painful how these guys just can't just learn, right? They have to. He hung up. Good. Have a good day. See if maybe we can get someone who's willing to actually listen to the conversation. E.E. Green, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, E.E. Green. I really appreciate you. I love how these guys don't know about something 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, and then they try and debate you on it. It's remarkable. 346, call back in. Why'd you hang up, dude? Hey, listen, I know you love Charlie Kirk, but he's not around anymore. So, get over it. We are Charlie Kirk. We got a big Charlie Kirk fan in the chat. Charsity, thank you for the $5 super chat, Charsity. Appreciate you, Charsity. You're still trying to call in. I'm not taking your call. Did you hear me the first 8 times you called? We're not buddies. We're not hanging out. Stop calling, okay? Do you want me to start calling you tomorrow? Stop calling me.
Call from
John.
Hello, John. Are you a Trump supporter?
Huh?
Happily, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you so much. Charsity, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you guys think May in peace is mad right now that so many people contributed to the super chat goal? She's probably so pissed. What's going on, dude? Are you a Trump supporter?
I mean, no, because he's also on the Epstein list.
Yeah, he definitely is. So
and
if you
there's
don't
proof.
There is, but we don't know to what extent. You know?
Yeah, because that got classified, but that's not what I want to talk about.
I know, but I'm looking to speak to Trump supporters. But I appreciate you calling in. Are you still on the other line? You need to find something better to do. This same guy from the beginning of the live that gave me his middle name keeps calling in. Can I get a Trump supporter to call in? 10 toes down. 908-652-3703. Yeah, that kid had a little bit of a Fortnite accent, but you know how it goes. All I'm saying to this Charlie Kirk supporter in the chat is this. I don't give a fuck about the Charlie Kirk stuff anymore. I don't feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. I don't care about your love for Charlie Kirk. After what Donald Trump said about Robbie Reiner, we're done with the Charlie Kirk stuff.
Call
Period.
from.
Done. What do you want?
What?
What do you want?
Who? Why are you talking to me like that?
I want you to stop calling me.
What do you mean? This
Oh,
first
you're
time
not
I've
the
ever
same.
called.
I'm sorry, you're not the same person. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Sorry, I thought you were somebody else. Go ahead.
That's okay. I was wondering why you was doing that. I was
Oh
like,
no, there's this guy that's been calling me nonstop with the same area code, and I thought it was him for a second, but no, don't. I
I
wasn't
got
talking
you.
to you. What's going on?
Well, I don't know. What do you want to discuss?
Well, I mean, you can discuss anything. I have some prompts down there. I think Susie Wiles exposing Trump today, going to war with Venezuela, what Trump said about Robbie Reiner. Can talk about anything, really. But I put some prompts down
Well,
there.
you know, the Susie Wiles thing, I haven't even seen. I haven't even caught up on that yet. So I don't know what was said, what wasn't said, whatever.
Oh, she basically debunked the narrative that the White House was claiming about the narco trafficking being the justification for invading Venezuela or attacking Venezuela.
What's the reason?
She also, I can't remember her. I would have to let me bring up what she said exactly so I can read to you. It's probably best. I'll just bring up the exact quote instead of trying to paraphrase. And I mean, you do understand the narco trafficking is not the reason anyway. You understand.
Well, I know that that he doesn't like drugs. He doesn't like people dying.
Then why did he pardon people who
And
were
I also
convicted
know
of
he's
trafficking?
pissed off at Venezuela.
Why did he pardon
I'm sorry?
people who were convicted of drug trafficking if he doesn't like drug trafficking?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand that myself. I don't know.
Keycat, thank you so much for the support, Keycat. I really appreciate you. No, I mean, I'm being honest with you. He pardoned the former president of Honduras. He pardoned the founder of Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht. He pardoned Larry Hoover. These are all people that were convicted of narco trafficking. Why is it acceptable to pardon people convicted of narco trafficking and simultaneously claim you have a zero tolerance policy?
Well, I mean, I understand that argument, and like, you know, I don't 100% agree with Trump on every little thing he does. I mean, there's questionable things, nothing illegal though. I mean, he has every right to do that, right? But you know, me, I don't know. I don't know the backdoor workings of all that. You know, what all went
it's
into
pretty
that,
straightforward.
why he done it.
It's pretty straightforward, right? If you have a zero tolerance policy for narco trafficking, you don't pardon people convicted of narco trafficking, right? It's pretty
Well, I agree
simple.
with that.
You know, I can't
Yeah.
I can't condemn someone for smoking pot and then smoke pot, right?
Right, exactly. Like a few other people that have. Yeah.
El
no.
Turco, thank you for the $5 super chat. I just subscribed. Good evening from New Jersey. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Kamala Harris was putting people in jail for smoking pot, and then she was talking about smoking pot.
I mean,
I know.
I mean, she was a she was a district attorney. She was a prosecutor. I mean, that's her job.
Right.
So
And she was talking about, she was laughing about smoking pot after putting people in jail for smoking pot.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what specifically about Kamala Harris. If you want to have a debate about Kamala Harris, we certainly can. But I mean, if you want to play the game of hypocrisy or argue hypocrisy, you're going to lose that argument. With...
They are all hypocritical. All of them.
Okay.
All
Well,
of them.
anyway, we're not talking about Kamala Harris because she's not the president.
So Venezuela, the reason why I think one of the reasons why he's sitting in Venezuela is because he's pissed off at them
You think it's that
for
simple?
the election in 2020.
What? Oh my God.
Yep. Exactly.
Go ahead. Let's hear it. No, I want to hear your conspiracy. Go ahead.
It's no conspiracy. I mean, they're coming out with proof day after day after day of,
Oh, my
of
God.
all the interference. There's lots of it.
You realize
ballot
I've been
making.
hearing this for years. I have been hearing
Yes.
this same argument for years now.
Right.
Years.
Yeah. Have you watched any of the congressional hearings that they had over it or anything?
There's no
Not
yes,
in
there's
big
no
state, but I'm
no
talking about in
evidence
the
has been
individual state.
presented. No evidence has been presented that election was stolen.
In the individual states.
There is no evidence presented that election was stolen.
There is evidence. People just don't want to accept the evidence.
Jesse, thank you for being a member for 10 months. I know you think the one election he stole was stolen, or he lost was stolen, but it just wasn't stolen, man. I don't know what else to tell you. There's been no evidence presented that it was stolen. You won't ever be able to provide me evidence that it was stolen, and that's all there is to it. Right. So regardless,
what about the ballots that were printed on the wrong paper?
Listen, I don't want to debate the 2020 fucking election. The election wasn't stolen. For
well,
fuck's
I'm just
sake.
telling you that's one of the reasons why he's getting Venezuela.
That's not the reason why. What's beneficial about Venezuela?
I said it's one of the reasons.
Okay.
He's pissed off at him.
Okay, first of all, Venezuela holds about 17% of the world's known oil reserves. 17%.
Okay.
Okay? Trump has said multiple times controlling Venezuela's oil would be a major reward for the United States, for a U.S. military intervention, right?
And what's wrong with that?
Well, let me ask you a question. What happened in Iraq and Libya when we had that same mentality? Can you tell me what the end result was there?
It was a long war.
Aries, love ride. Thank you for the $4.99. Appreciate you, Aries. Thank you for the $4.99. Can your mic be switched? To be honest with you, I don't know how to do that. If you could send me how to do that, I would not mind doing it. I'll have to look into that. Let me look into that. Let me look into that because I've heard this before. So I'll try and look into it to make it better. So what happened the last time we invaded oil-rich countries, claimed we were going to topple their regime, we were going to install democracy? What was the result?
Well, we didn't say anything about going in and changing, installing democracy in Venezuela.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, we
all
did.
that other stuff.
Yes,
I mean,
we have.
No, I don't agree with any of that crap we did.
What was the result in both Iraq and Libya?
20-year war.
But what happened, right? In Iraq, it created what? A power vacuum. Ultimately, the bad guys, worse bad guys, ended up taking control, right? In this case, in Iraq, it was the case of Al-Qaeda in Iraq that became ISIS, the Islamic State, right? And the same thing happened in Libya. So, and the same things happened other places as well, in the Philippines. This has been a common trend. It happened in Afghanistan as well with the Taliban. So it's not a good idea for that very reason. So they're echoing past comments that we've already learned from in these other invasions, right? Now, obviously, Venezuela has other natural resources as well, mineral wealth, that also the United States would be interested in grabbing for American companies if they remove this regime. But the point is, it has nothing to do with narco trafficking, and that's the reason I established that Donald Trump.
I think a lot of it is the narco trafficking. I think that's the biggest reason, and I don't think he's going to start a war. I think he's going to go in and hit the drug cartels, and that's it.
If
targeting.
You're kidding me, right?
No,
you can't be this gullible.
I'm not kidding.
You can't be this gullible. You really can't be this gullible. You're going to fall for this again. See, because the problem is you guys have this unwavering loyalty for Trump. And they're exploiting that to do the same thing. I told you
that I did not agree with him 100%.
But you're believing him right now by believing he's going to go into Venezuela and just unalive drug traffickers and leave.
Until he shows me differently, yes.
He has shown you. Okay, so first of all, outside of Donald Trump, okay, this doesn't just have to do with Trump. I just gave you historical references, right? Long-standing foreign policy, invade other countries, claim there's an evil.
Trump now.
Hold on, but it doesn't matter though. It's been pretty consistent foreign policy, right? We invade these countries. We claim they have evil authoritarian dictators. We claim they're an imminent threat to our country. Why would Donald Trump need to claim they're engaging in narco trafficking into the United States? He's simply trying to create a legal justification for the invasion, just like weapons of mass destruction and connections to 9/11. No different.
Why has he stopped all these other wars? Why was he pulling out of Afghanistan if he didn't mind the foreign policy of before? Why was he doing all that? Why did he start the Abraham Accords? Because he wants peace in the world.
The Abraham
He doesn't
Accords,
want to start
the
a
Abraham
war here
Accords,
and there and everywhere.
ma'am, the Abraham Accords quite literally were one of the primary reasons that led to the genocide in Gaza.
Excuse me?
Yeah, did the Abraham Accords include Palestine?
The Abraham Accords was for any other country that wanted to
The Abraham Accords
do business
ignored
with Israel.
the Abraham Accords ignored Palestine.
How come Egypt didn't
Ignored
open
it
their
completely.
gates to that?
Can you tell me what
How
wars
come
he's
they
ended?
didn't do it? 8.
Oh, can you tell me what wars he ended specifically?
We got a ceasefire on the Israel-Hamas.
I mean,
He got,
there's still systematic starvation taking place, so I don't know that that's over, but go ahead.
If they're their own country, why don't they get their own food?
They're trying, what are you talking, didn't I just explain to you? Can you give me another example?
It was, I don't know which ones it is. I knew them before.
So
but
how
I
do you
mean,
know
like
he stopped 8
Nigeria,
wars if you can't
somebody-
name them? How do you know he stopped 8 wars if you can't name 8 wars?
Well, hold on, I'll tell you what they are. Let me tell you.
You're going to try and Google them. Let me guess.
Yeah, so
You're going to say,
I wasn't ready to name off a bunch of countries.
give me one
Hold on
example.
just
Just give me one.
a second. It was shit. Oh, wait a minute. Was it Pakistan,
Yeah, both leaders
Yeah.
said he wasn't involved in the negotiation to end that war.
India, or something?
Yeah, they said he wasn't
what?
involved in the negotiation to end the war. So I wouldn't be giving him credit for ending that war. What else you got?
Well, hold on. And yeah, I'm Googling it. Because you're going to tell me, no, he didn't do that one. No, he didn't do that
You're
one.
right.
No,
I
he
am
didn't do
going
that
to. I don't know why you're even bothering.
one. Okay, Cambodia and Thailand.
Nope.
See? Serbia and...
Tell me how he ended
Kosovo.
this conflict. Tell me how he ended this conflict. Can you
He
explain?
brought I remember Cambodia and Thailand. He brought the two countries together to do business between each other instead of killing each other.
No. So first of all, the ceasefire didn't last. Right. So how did he end the conflict there?
Where did it not last?
There was no permanent peace achieved. So how did he end it? He threatened tariffs, which led to talks for a ceasefire, but there was never any permanent peace achieved. So he didn't end that war. What else you got?
If he assigned
What about
Russia?
Russia and Ukraine? What about Russia and Ukraine that he claimed
Okay,
he was
so
going
the one that hasn't ended, that's the biggest one that everybody says, well, what about this one? Well, you've ended all these.
Well, do you know why that's
can't
the
you do
biggest
this
one? Well, do you know why that's the biggest one?
Because he said he would stop it on day one.
No. Well,
And
he
guess
said.
what? He couldn't.
Well, he said he would.
And?
He said he would solve that war within 24 hours after becoming the president-elect.
Right.
Right. Then he changed his
Yep,
tune and
that's
said, "I'll
correct.
solve the war after 24 hours after becoming president." No, I meant after I become president.
Right.
And he didn't do that either.
Yep.
And now he's leading negotiations, right, to essentially
Right.
allow Russia to achieve every one of their initial goals, surrendering large portions of the Donbass region, limiting their military structure, renouncing any future NATO membership,
Right. And that's the number one thing they need to do.
amnesty for all the war crimes Russia committed. They're essentially Russia and Ukraine's essentially in a position where if they accept the deal that Russia wants, ultimately you've significantly weakened their sovereignty, making them more likely to be invaded in the future. If they get swallowed, let's just say we know if they surrender large portions of the Donbass region, it significantly weakens their economic viability. What then happens? They have a more difficult time recovering as a country. Maybe they go into a depression. Maybe they don't recover and Russia swallows them anyway, attacks Poland and triggers Article 5 of the NATO agreement. It's very important.
Well,
It's very important.
They're not in NATO.
Let me explain something. It is very important that the negotiations involve not weakening the sovereignty of Ukraine.
Why do you care so much about Ukraine?
Because Poland
It's
is
just
a
a
NATO
question.
country.
Just a question.
And I'm trying to answer it. Because Poland is a NATO country. And if Russia attacks Poland, which we've already seen them attempt to trigger NATO, if Russia attacks Poland, that triggers Article 5. And we end up at war. So if
Russia
you
wanted
significantly
to become a member of NATO.
Ma'am, I'll explain it
Bill
to you
Clinton
I'll
said
explain
no.
it to you the way I explain it to everybody, okay? Because people always have this response. Well, how do you know that he's going to attack Poland? But Vladimir Putin has wanted to recreate the Soviet Empire for years. This is nothing new. He wants to recreate the Soviet Union. We've seen this.
Yes.
He said that the collapse of the Soviet Union was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the century in 2005.
Right.
Do you think that's an outrageous statement for someone to make? Does that sound like someone who thinks logically?
Eyes, I guess it was. I don't know.
And I'm coughing up a storm here.
Might have been. Yeah.
Wait. Was the collapse of the Soviet Union was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the century?
I said it was in his eyes. It might have been.
To the person in chat, that says, to the person in chat that says, hey, host, why aren't you outraged? NATO pushed all the way to Russia after they promised not to do so. They didn't promise not to do so. That's a lie. Except he's wrong. Except he's wrong. Can you tell me what formal treaty was signed that prevents the eastward expansion of NATO?
They promised Russia they wouldn't do it.
No, they didn't.
In the what's it called?
No.
In the
In the
crap's
what?
it called?
The Budapest Memorandum?
In the no, not that one.
There's no treaty that states NATO cannot expand eastward. There was no informal handshake. There was nothing. What's the treaty
called?
called?
There was an agreement not to go past.
No, there wasn't. No, there isn't. There is no treaty that prevents the eastward expansion of NATO. NATO is a defensive alliance.
Did Russia ask to be in NATO?
Right. Yeah, they tried. They didn't cooperate with the process the last time they tried to join.
No. They were told no by Democrats.
No. You're talking about in the 90s. You're talking about in the 90s.
And they could have been.
And there was a time after that they had the opportunity to apply. They didn't want to wait in line. They thought they should skip other countries in line. They listen. He's a big, gigantic baby. But please tell me, what is the formal treaty that prevents the eastward expansion of NATO?
There's not a treaty.
Oh, so then you mean there's no binding agreement that prevents the eastward expansion of NATO? Did they pinky promise?
There was an agreement not to.
There was no agreement. There was no agreement. That's Russian propaganda. There's no agreement that stops the eastward expansion of NATO. NATO is a defensive alliance. So, and let me tell you something right now. Do you know what the 94 Budapest Memorandum is?
No, I don't know what that one is.
Okay. Ukraine surrendered their nuclear stockpile, okay, as a part of an agreement with the United States and Russia, as a matter of fact, right? And
that's what, exactly.
And what are you saying exactly to?
They agreed to give up their nuclear weapons, right?
They did give them up.
Right, and then Russia agreed not to invade, right?
But they did invade.
NATO didn't creep into Ukraine.
No, that wasn't a part of the Budapest Memorandum.
Okay, go ahead and tell me the rest of it.
And by the way, the Budapest Memorandum is not binding. It's not legally binding. Hence, memorandum.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a treaty. You know that, right? Hence why there's
Right,
no
yes.
enforcement mechanism.
Right.
Right? There's no way to legally enforce it. Anyway,
Right,
the point
exactly.
is you're very misinformed. You absorb a lot of Russian propaganda. I would imagine Fox News is probably your favorite show to watch, right?
I don't watch Fox News.
I really feel like you do. You've
I
never
really don't. I promise you I don't.
Okay, what networks do you watch?
I have watched them. I used to be a viewer every night, but past 2 years, no.
Somebody in chat said nothing is binding, Jesus.
I don't watch them
Genius,
at all.
dude, you're stupid. I'm muting you for that comment. This guy said nothing is binding. Oh my God. You're muted for 24 hours for not being smart. So anyway, there is no treaty that prevents the eastward expansion of NATO. Big Frank in the chat doesn't know what I don't know what Big Frank in the chat is trying to claim, but there is no binding treaty. Someone mute Big Frank spamming misinformation. Shut up, Frank. Just Google it, everybody. Like I always say, you guys don't have to believe me. Just Google the things that I'm saying. Google what I'm saying, and you will see these people are wrong and I'm correct. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So anyways, the point is, in regards to that particular issue, right, is Donald Trump's inability to negotiate and sitting down with Vladimir Putin and laying out the red carpet and flying B-52 bombers over his head, over Putin's head, riding in the car with him, complimenting him endlessly, right, attempting to flatter him,
Right.
has resulted in absolutely nothing. Putin played him like a fiddle.
I don't believe
Played him like
that's
a
not
fiddle.
The truth.
Then why has the peace plan been a complete Russian wish list?
Because, well, it hasn't. But Ukraine
hasn't?
is the one not agreeing.
What are
to
you
any-
talking about? It hasn't.
No. What about Ukraine stealing all this money too?
Wait a second. Did you just say the peace plan hasn't been a Russian wish list?
Not the entire thing is not a Russian wish list.
Can you tell me 5 points of tell me 5 of the 28-point peace plan? It's 19 now, but tell me 5 of their most recent peace plan. What does Russia want?
What does Russia want?
Yeah. Can you tell me a
They
little
want
bit
for
about the
whatever-
significance? Can you tell me a little
whatever
bit
they've already
about
conquered.
Can you tell me a little bit about the significance of the Donbass region in Ukraine? Why is that important to make sure that Ukraine retains and doesn't make excessive territorial concessions in that region specifically?
For Donbass, I don't know. Is that with their seaports or something? I don't know where it is.
This is the point I'm making, though, right? You guys don't know
This is
enough.
my point.
You-
Why?
Go ahead.
Do you really think that Russia would invade a NATO member?
Yes. I think if you give them a stronger foothold in the region, if they absorb Ukraine, they become much more powerful. Do you not understand?
How?
Oh my God.
How would that make them so much more powerful?
So first of all, you
How?
would have
They have no weapons, right?
Who has no weapons?
Ukraine. I'm talking about they have no nuclear weapons or anything, right?
Russia has like the second largest stockpile in the world.
Right, but how does Ukraine add
They
to
don't need-
Russia's power?
It's an incredible mineral-rich country, number one, but it gives them an incredible strategic advantage. Ukraine creates a buffer zone between Russia and NATO. What would obtaining this territory give you a strategic advantage? Are you this dense?
How would it give it? I mean, I don't understand how getting little bitty old Ukraine would give them any more. You know, they have a huge country as it is, huge. Why would that make them any more powerful? All he's doing is stopping NATO. He doesn't want missiles, just like we don't want missiles in Cuba. He doesn't want them in Ukraine.
Wait. Hold on. We don't want missiles. Are you referencing the Cuban Missile Crisis? Russia is
Yes, we didn't want Russian missiles
Russia invaded Ukraine. You don't think that they would gain significant strategic advantages if they had a conflict with Poland, if they had Ukraine, if they eliminate Ukraine as a buffer state? Let's say
if they invaded
the
Poland,
exact,
they would have the rest of us to deal with.
thing they're advocating against, which is eastward expansion of Ukraine, is the exact thing they're going to do to NATO, Poland. They are going to deploy troops and resources to Poland's border. Right?
You really think so?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't? So
They won't go into Poland, though. They won't go into Poland.
They've already been provoking NATO with drones.
Playing around with drones and crap is one thing.
Invading
a NATO member is another.
Listen.
When
I
you
know
have
you.
NATO
I know you
members
think.
coming to the
Listen,
defense of another
listen, guys. I
country.
want everyone to know this. You can take the side of people like this, or you can trust what I'm saying. People's opinion, like this lady has, it's going to cost the lives of young men probably less than a decade from now. Young men are going to die because of this mentality.
Men right now? What do you think's happening to Ukraine's men?
They want
What do
to
you think's
fight.
happening to
They
Russian
want,
men?
ma'am, they want to fight. They're
They
trying to
do
fight.
not want to fight when they're jerking them off trains and stuff and not letting them leave if they're under 75 years old.
Are you saying Ukraine doesn't
making
want to
them go
fight
to
back?
war.
Ukraine absolutely wants to fight back. Well, you notice not one point throughout this conversation, everybody. And Charcity, thank you so much. Sheffy, thank you so much. And Allison, thank you so much. I appreciate all three of you. Thank you for contributing to the gifting goal. Guys, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Do you notice throughout this whole conversation, this woman has not one time condemned Vladimir Putin? Can you tell me, do you know the war crimes that have been committed in Ukraine? Do you have any idea? Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, let's talk about
You
it.
do what?
So let's talk. She says, do you?
Tell me your proof.
You definitely never have watched me before if you're saying, do you? I talk about them
Tell me
all
your
the time.
proof.
Sure, so let's talk about the Bucha
You can
massacre.
talk about everything you want to talk about, but
Let's
you ain't going to
shut up. Let's talk about the Bucha massacre. Do you know about the Bucha massacre? This was an
Where'd you learn
entire.
from it?
This was an entire.
Where did you learn about it from?
There's evidence. There's drone footage. There's pictures. So let me please explain. And by the way, you do know that an international court has already determined Vladimir Putin is a war criminal because he deported Ukrainian children to Russian-occupied territory. This is not up for debate. You watch too much Fox News. That's why you're not very educated. But let me explain. An entire town of civilians was unalived at the order of Vladimir Putin. Hands tied behind their back, shot execution style, thrown in mass graves. Ukrainian women have been Ukrainian. Are you saying There's footage. Do you understand it's 2025? There's footage.
Do you know they make movies in 2025?
So you think they're faking the war crimes?
I don't know. You don't
my
know. That's
God.
my point.
Yes, I
You
do
don't
know. Yes, I do know. And this is
No,
absolutely.
we don't know until the war is stopped and somebody goes in there and
Guys, I'm gonna
we
bring
don't
up
know
just so
what's
everybody
actually
knows.
happening.
I'm gonna
But
bring
when
up an example.
Zelensky is not allowing elections in his own country because of this war, and he's putting people in jail because they're against him.
He's not.
Something ain't
You're
right
wrong.
about Ukraine.
That's not true. So first of all, Donald Trump is trying to put people in jail in the United States who don't agree with him. So give me just be quiet. He just tried to prosecute Comey and Letitia James. Can you stop talking for a second? By the way,
they
stop
violated the
talking.
law.
Stop talking. Susie Wiles just exposed that those were political, by the way, those indictments, just so you know. They were political. Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, literally just said they were political. But let me just go a step further, everybody. This woman says there's actually she did. How do you know? You didn't even watch the interview. You didn't even read the interview.
Because I know that would be a lie.
Oh, you're about to be surprised. You need to go look up what Susie Wiles said about Trump, about Vance, about everybody. She said some really harsh. She said Trump has the personality of an alcoholic. But I'm going to bring up really quick, everybody. Just one example.
Yeah.
You think that's funny?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I know. I
I
see.
think that's ridiculous.
I see why
I
you
don't know
like.
the first alcoholic that can spend the hours he does working.
I see why you like Trump now. I get it. I totally get it. But it's okay. It is what it is.
Right, yeah.
It is what it is.
Right.
It's your funeral, not mine.
Yeah, did
So
you
guys,
vote for it? Did you
guys,
vote
let
for
me
Kamala?
bring this up really quick. This is an example. This is one of a bunch of footage of drone footage we have of Bucha. If you guys see the squares, those are bodies. Okay, those are bodies. This is Bucha. Okay, this is Bucha.
Uh-huh.
And we have an enormous amount of evidence substantiating the war crimes that were committed in Bucha. Tons.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman here says there's no evidence. It's movies. Let me show some more here just so
I didn't
people.
say it was.
Well then
I didn't say
why
it
are
was.
you so quick to discredit it? Because you're a
What
pro-Russian
I said
bot.
was, you don't know the truth. I don't know the truth. We don't know the
I
truth.
know Vladimir Putin is an authoritarian dictator who unalives people in his own country.
I know Zelensky is corrupt as hell too.
You
so
just said 5 minutes ago that Zelensky's is refusing to hold elections. Do you know they declared martial law in February 2022? That's how naive you are. They declared martial law in 2022. We don't have a universal constitution. Every country has their own laws, and in their country, when you declare martial law, you do not have elections. Okay? That's why. By the way, can you explain? Can you explain?
You're okay with it.
Yeah, I am, because you know why?
So you're okay with
Hold
it.
on. Can you explain this to me? How would you hold elections in a country where Russia
How did we do it?
occupies territory?
How did we do it in the Civil War?
Oh, my God.
We just did it, right?
Oh, my God. Oh,
yeah,
my
exactly,
God.
Exactly.
Ma'am, listen, this conversation has reached a level of stupid I've never seen before. But let me just say this.
Exactly, yeah.
Can you
stupid.
stop talking for a second, please? Thank you. Thank you. So we have not been invaded by another country. Okay? Russia occupies large portions of Ukraine. It would be impossible to hold a free and fair election. It would be impossible. Okay? That's number one. But in their country, when you declare martial law, you don't have elections. They declared martial law after the invasion. We don't all have the same constitution. It's a different country.
Why did he institute martial law?
They were invaded.
Okay, and that's a war. That's not. That's not your own people.
Oh my God! I can't believe this. This is just, again, they have a constitution.
Why did he institute
Do you think
martial law?
every country has the same electoral code? Can you just answer that question?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No,
so
I don't.
then
No, I think
understanding
he's a
in
dictator.
Ukraine,
I think
excuse me.
Zelensky's a dictator just like Putin is.
Ukraine, no, he isn't. Putin unalives his political
he's
opponents.
corrupt.
First of all, stop talking. First of all, now acknowledging not every country has the same electoral code. When they declare martial law, it explicitly suspends elections. That's to ensure national security. But you wouldn't be able to hold elections when bombs are being dropped on your head. Drones are flying over your head.
What about the Civil War?
You think they were... Oh, my God. I don't even... Guys, are you listening to this?
Bombed.
Her response to
care.
there are drones flying over her head is what about the Civil War?
Drones, back then it was like drones. I mean, it was just as bad as it is now. War is war.
This can't be... This is... Did you just compare the civil? Did you just say the Civil War is
so into your
Did
own
you just
little
say?
box
Did you
that
just
you
say?
will not
Did you
accept
just say
and
the
say
Civil
yes,
War is
war,
the?
war.
Did you just say the Civil War is the same as it is now? When I'm mentioning drones.
Yes, back then, yes, it was. Back then, it's just as bad as the drones and crap is today with us.
People, I want you to recognize these are the people that support Trump. Charcity, thank you so much for the $5
Right,
super chat.
exactly.
These are the
Common
people
sense,
who
some common
support
sense.
Trump. Listen, do you live
Some
alone?
common sense. You won't even say the first bad thing about Zelensky.
No,
Oh, my
I
goodness,
I don't
Zelensky.
care.
Aren't
The
they-
point
aren't we
the point you're missing is
supposed to be
Zelensky.
just protecting their democracy?
Ma'am, calm down. Okay? So first of all,
What are we
yes.
protecting them for?
First of all, no, we're not just didn't I just explain to you that we have an agreement dating back to 1994 that they would surrender their nuclear stockpile. We gave them security assurances in return for surrendering that nuclear stockpile. It's called the Budapest Memorandum. Number 2, I gave you consequences of eliminating Ukraine as a buffer zone. Remember we talked about that? And what were the consequences if Russia stopped talking? What are the consequences if we stopped talking? If Russia were to absorb Ukraine? Right? Does it gain a significant strategic advantage? Although you don't agree with that, you're wrong because you don't understand at all the situation. But that's not out of the ordinary for people that try and debate this topic from a pro-Russian perspective.
Common sense would tell you that Russia's not going to invade a NATO country.
Okay. Well, you good luck with that. Listen, how old are you? Are you going to be around to watch young men die in Moscow because or in Poland because you decided to support a leader who has clearly exhibited an inability to negotiate effectively?
What does that mean?
Have a good day.
Am I going to be around?
Holy moly, folks. Man, I just don't understand how people debate from that pro-Russian kind of way. Guys, if you're new here, I'd appreciate hitting the subscription button, hitting the bell to make sure you get notified, but make sure you hit that subscribe button so you guys know when I go live and you guys don't miss the lives and all that.
Call from
Tanya, you put.
Hello?
Hello?
What'd you call me?
A puss for hanging up on me.
Yeah, I hung up on you because
You cannot handle somebody
I'm sorry.
arguing with you with some facts.
You haven't presented a single fact, ma'am. I've tried to explain this to you. I've tried to give you good information, but you just keep saying weird shit. You said the Civil War.
You won't accept it.
You compared the Civil War and what's happening in Russia and Ukraine militarily. You said it's the same
How many
thing.
people died in the Civil War here?
Oh,
How
my
many people
God.
died in the Civil War?
Oh my
here?
God, ma'am,
How many
do
people
you
died?
understand the difference when drones are flying over to your head the size of a fist that blow up
How many people have
entire
died in that war?
It's
in Russia's
irrelevant.
war?
It's do you think like the number of people who died has anything to do with what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
because that's what I was trying to tell you, that it was just as bad back then without the drones as it is now with the drones, because we have different defenses now than we did back then. Okay, so war is war is war.
You have absolutely
No matter
no
when,
clue what
where.
you have absolutely no clue what you're talking about.
You don't know how to
You have
accept
no
anything,
clue
learn
what you're talking
anything
about.
new. You need to go back
Literally
and study
no
some
clue.
damn history.
I know. Yes, ma'am. You think that the
Yeah,
war?
I know.
Okay, ma'am.
Well,
Just
you
because
don't
just
listen to
because a
CNN
war
and
has
MSNBC and listen to everything they tell you.
So now we're talking about a timeline, right, where we have advanced military technology, and Mima over here thinks
we
it's
do.
the same as the Civil War.
Yeah, well, we have advanced defenses also.
You are quite literally out of touch. Do you live alone?
You're out of touch. You have no common sense whatsoever. That's the problem with the left. They
okay.
just don't use their heads. I don't think they got a brain, actually.
I know why
I think
you.
they have just completely blown y'all's minds out of your heads.
I'm just curious. Do you think Trump would let you sleep on his doormat?
Yes, I do.
Oh, he wouldn't.
He's let plenty of homeless people stay in his tower.
Oh, yeah? Wow, how kind of him.
Yes,
How kind of
that
him.
is kind of him. He's done lots of things under the radar that people
Now,
don't
let
even know
me
about.
ask a question real quick. What are the
What's
three
that?
branches of government?
I know the three branches of government. Don't try to act like I'm
She's
stupid just
Googling
because I
it.
have an accent.
She's Googling it.
Whatever, I'm plugging my damn tree up.
She's Googling it, everybody. What are the three branches?
Legislative, judicial, and executive.
She Googled it. She literally Googled it and tried. She
I
thinks
fucking Googled
she
nothing.
thinks we're dumb enough to believe. Like,
Well,
listen, whenever I ask someone
so.
the three branches and they go, listen, of course I know the three branches. Why wouldn't I know the three branches? That's you
Did I say it
Googling it
that
in the
slow?
meantime. It's just like when you looked
Did I
up
say
that
it
other
that
thing.
slow?
Yeah, you did. It only takes a second
No,
to
I
write in
didn't.
three branches of government. It only takes literally 2 seconds. You literally Googled it. You literally did.
Okay, whatever.
Listen,
okay, whatever.
here's the thing. Do you live alone?
you
I'm just
say.
curious. Do you live alone? I'm just curious.
Nope. I sure don't. I'm married.
Okay. And is he there? I want to ask him a quick question.
He's out of town working.
Okay.
You can ask. I mean, what do you want to ask him? I could tell you the answer to it.
No, I imagine he's very similar. He loves Trump
Very
too.
similar.
Do you guys have a lot of Trump?
What is Trump?
Do you guys have a lot of Trump gear?
It's Trump.
Do you guys have a lot of Trump gear?
No, we don't have a Trump flag. We don't have nothing.
Do you go to rallies?
I have not been to a rally.
You've never been to a rally. You're not a true Trumper then. Do you have any coins?
Never been to a rally.
Do you have any coins?
Coins? I have one coin that my daughter gave me.
So you do have a Trump coin.
I have one Trump coin that my daughter gave me back
So
in
let me ask you a question.
2018,
If your
19.
husband, right, if it let's pretend
Mm-hmm.
the holidays are fast approaching here. People are decorating, they have their
Right.
lights on their homes, people are thinking of what
Right.
meals they're going to make, and everyone's in a joyous mood. I'm in a decent mood when I'm not talking to you Muppets, but that's besides the point. Let's pretend it's Christmas morning.
Right.
You wake up, you walk out, and you
Mm-hmm.
have a present under the tree, and you open it, and it's a bunch of Trump coins and a Trump purse and Trump shirt and Trump hat. Would you be happy?
Well, who would buy it for me?
Well, it doesn't matter. Would you be happy? Would you be excited?
Would I be happy? I would be happy that somebody got something for me, I guess. I mean, it's not the gift that counts, it's the thought.
And you just won a free Donald Trump hat. Ma'am, this is a radio show moment where we give away one free Donald Trump hat to a Trump supporter. I'm going to put you online with my secretary, and she'll send it right on over, okay?
Yeah, you're a dumb.
She's on the phone with my secretary right now. My secretary's on the other line. I'm gonna send her some MAGA stuff there. Send her some MAGA stuff. Hi, yes. Are you a
Call
Trump
from-
supporter?
Full set.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Fuck you, ignorant.
Call from
Tyson.
What's up, Tyson? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And, well, what's going on, Tyson? You want to comment on any of these topics? The Susie Wiles thing, the Venezuela thing, what Trump said about Rob Reiner, anything we've talked about? Go ahead.
Well, I talked to you one other time before. But I was a huge Trump supporter. I went to several of his rallies, donated to his campaign. And then when he got elected the second time, there's a lot of things that he did that I've agreed with, and there have been a lot of things that he's done that I don't agree with. So Venezuela, I never appreciate any politicians lying to the public about their purpose of doing something, they need to be open about declaring what they're doing.
I agree.
And this whole situation in Venezuela has been very disappointing because, I mean, they pushed the narrative of, you know, narco terrorists and the drug trafficking and all that, when all that is just a shill for what the real purpose is, which is obvious, like you've stated earlier in your show, of gaining access to the resources and controlling the flow of the resources.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we control the flow there's what is it, like 10 to 13% of the resources that China receives comes from Venezuela as far as like their oil. It might be a smaller percentage than that, but
I think it is smaller.
Same with Russia.
Yeah.
And that.
Although I
that's one
heard a
way to
conspiracy the other day bringing up Russia, and this isn't out of the realm of possibility, but someone floated this idea to me the other day that they thought, is there potential that Trump and Putin are negotiating behind the scenes about Trump taking Venezuela and then forcing him to get favorable negotiations in the peace plan in Ukraine? And I was like, yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility at all. Like, that's totally possible.
No.
Like, you know, could this all be, you know, part of that kind of negotiation? But truthfully, the fear there is China anyway. I think it has more to do with Taiwan, but that's besides the point. Regardless, it doesn't have to do with narco trafficking, so that's what really matters.
No, and I totally agree with that. It definitely does not have to do with narco trafficking.
And you can debunk that point
shift.
just by looking at Trump. Trump doesn't care about drug trafficking. Even if it was about drug trafficking, it doesn't legitimize what he's doing. It doesn't make it any better, because using that as a long-term solution doesn't work anyway. And I've debated that several times as well, right? Even if we said, okay, look, you know, the administration came out and said, I'm going to provide you this footage. They are engaging in this category of crime. They're transporting this amount of fentanyl, whatever the case is. It still wouldn't work as a long-term solution, right? Bombing vessels doesn't work as a long-term solution to the war on drugs. That's just more deterrence theory. And we need to start applying solutions that positively affect the people in the United States that are using these substances. Those are the people upholding the market, right? And you do that by implementing harm reduction strategies and healthcare strategies, because this truly is a healthcare problem, not a criminal one. From the demand point of view anyway.
I think that there's a lot of people that get on these hard drugs to escape some kind of a reality or maybe a mental issue, or maybe they had physical issues with them and they got addicted because of an injury or something.
Well, that is the case, but there is a genetic component. There are people genetically predisposed to substance use disorders. So like they go to the doctor to get a pain medication, right? And they have, you know, this genetic component makes them more likely to suffer from long-term addiction than maybe someone not genetically predisposed. But there are environmental factors. People often suffer from certain types of trauma. So yeah, everything you're saying is true. But besides the point, it doesn't matter, because those issues need healthcare, right? They don't need criminal deterrence theory in any capacity.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. There have been some things that I have disagreed on, which would be the immigration issue. I never have been a fan of people coming to the United States illegally. I believe that there are right pathways to get here, but I also believe that there needs to be major reforms done to make it so that those pathways are easier.
Yeah, I'm not
for
arguing
people
that.
to be able to obtain citizenship.
I agree. I'm not saying, I'm not arguing open borders. I'm simply arguing you need it to make it easier to become an American citizen, but for the problem, the people that we already have present in the country, right? When you look at, obviously there needs to be a cost analysis. How much are we spending to remove this population of people from the country that are already here? And what are the consequences of their presence? Well, we look at their consequences. They're minimal at best. Right? They commit very low portions of crime. They contribute significantly to our tax system, right? They're just an overall net positive when we look at those consequences. So I don't think spending billions, if not trillions of dollars to remove them is a worthwhile policy for American citizens. I think it's much better for American citizens if you grant undocumented immigrants mass amnesty. Give them a legal pathway to citizenship. Give them an opportunity to become tax-paying citizens if they're not already. But we know 74% of the undocumented immigrant population are actively employed. So these people want to work, they want jobs, they want to pay taxes, and they often do, which is why we see $100 billion in tax contributions annually.
Yeah, I do. The problem that I see, though, is these people came in unvetted. We don't know what their criminal background is. I know that you say that the statistics are low, but at the same time, I've lived in border states for several years of my life, and I've seen the crimes. I mean, I've
But that's not
personally
true.
known.
What study are you
illegal
referencing? Show me the border county where you're talking about, because even in border states, undocumented immigrants commit less crimes like property crime. Even they commit less property crime than American-born citizens per capita. So I don't know what study you're looking at, but just generally speaking, even in border states, undocumented immigrants commit lower portions of crime.
No, I'm just talking about what I've personally seen.
But that's an anecdote. That's anecdotal evidence. Cannot be substantiated in a debate. Do you know what anecdotal evidence is?
Yeah, anecdotal evidence is something that you don't. It's not hard evidence. It's observing something.
It's your personal experience.
Saying,
it can't be your
personal
experience.
But
your personal experience means nothing in a debate. But go ahead, tell me what your personal experience was. I'm interested. But it does not matter in terms of substantiating that undocumented immigrants commit more crime in border states, as long as we're both on the same page there. Don't use it as your way of substantiating your claim. But I'm willing to listen. Go ahead.
So so one of my friends, he became friends through another one of my friends that through marriage, and she was married to an illegal immigrant from Mexico. He was a criminal. He had been charged with several felonies. He served minimal amounts of time. He was deported back at least 10 times. Came back within a week every time.
How do you know
gangs
this?
and groups because he was my friend. He told me. I mean, I'd see him get deported.
Was he your friend or your sister's boyfriend? I thought you said he was your sister's boyfriend.
No, he was he was my friend's sister's husband.
Your friend's
and
hold on. Your friend's sister's husband. Okay, so he's not really your friend. He's someone who is related to, well, technically related to your friend. Okay.
Well, his wife was my friend as well, but that's how I became acquainted.
So your
with him,
friend's
and
brother-in-law, your friend's brother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a better way of saying it. Say your friend's brother-in-law. Your friend's brother-in-law was committing crimes. What crime? Because here's something I want to establish as well. You do understand we already have systems in place. We arrest people who commit crimes, even if they're undocumented. We remove them after they're sentenced, right? They serve their punishment in the United States and then they're removed.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah, I definitely know that. Once they've served their sentence, then they're deported back.
Okay, but
And then
generally
many
speaking,
times they promptly
but
come
how does
back.
this substantiate that undocumented immigrants commit larger portions of crime in border states?
Well, what I'm saying is they commit a larger portion of crimes based on what I've seen that are not reported. So as far as the statistics, statistical numbers go, we don't have good data for that because a lot of these illegals commit crimes and then these crimes go unreported
Not
because
true. That's just not true. That is just not true.
I've seen it personally.
How have you seen
especially
it
when you're
personally? Okay,
dealing with a lot
what
of
crime are we
criminal-
talking about that you saw someone commit and went unreported because they were undocumented? Go ahead.
Battery.
How did it go
There's lots
unreported?
of because they get abused and they don't report it.
Wait, they're the
Or-
victim?
Yes, and they don't report it. They don't report the crime.
But that's
happened.
not them committing the crime. If they're a victim of battery, they're a victim.
Yes, but the person that did it isn't reported.
Do you know that when you look at the National Crime Victimization Survey, that it quite literally explains exactly what I'm talking about in terms of people reporting crimes related to undocumented immigrants? When victims of undocumented immigrants are more likely to report crimes.
That's not what I've personally
Okay,
seen.
let's pull up the victimization survey right now.
No, I'm just saying.
Hold on,
based on what
let's
I've
just pull it up.
personally
Let's
seen-
pull it up. Why don't we just pull it up? And let's talk about it. Okay? This is the...
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can pull it up.
Let's pull it up. Let's read it. I don't know off the top of my head. Let's see if we can find it here.
How would they know that, though?
What do you mean?
They just, how would they know what you're going to pull up? How would they know that that's actual? That's
So let's
actual
see.
real
The
data.
the
what are they
offending
going to
rates...
survey people?
So offending rates by race were highly correlated, suggesting that victims and offenders share common backgrounds. So immigrants are 44% less likely to be victims of violent crime, and non-citizens were 30% less likely. Let's see, trying to find the part. So undocumented immigrants report crimes at higher rates than U.S.-born citizens, including violent crimes. They are less likely to commit crimes overall, and crimes against undocumented immigrants are reported more frequently than those against U.S.-born, and immigrants themselves are more likely to personally report crimes to police.
That doesn't make sense, though. Why would
why doesn't it make sense? People are more likely. So here's why. First of all, we know in this country. Do you think? Let's talk about in this country right now. We have undocumented immigrants, right? Let's say that an American citizen sees what they perceive to be an undocumented immigrant and they're determining this based on race. Maybe they don't speak English, whatever the case is. Do you think they're more likely to call the police if they're an undocumented immigrant or an American citizen? The way that we know American citizens feel about undocumented immigrants, this inherent xenophobia.
I would say undocumented immigrants would be reported over a citizen.
Right. So that proves the point right there. You're admitting it right there.
Yeah, but within the thing is there's a lot of illegals. They have communities that they're not as spread out throughout the communities. A lot of them will mingle together.
What's the point, though? Your claim is that undocumented immigrants are not getting are getting away with crime. That's your first claim. Let's go over that. Why do you think that specifically?
That undocumented immigrants are getting away with crimes because
why are they more likely to get it? What I'm saying is, right? If crimes that undocumented immigrants are reported more frequently than those committed by U.S.-born citizens, why do you think that undocumented immigrants typically their crimes go unreported? How are you I don't understand where you're getting that from.
I'm saying that because a lot of the illegal immigrants mingle together. They're not spread out as much.
About?
Like
So you're saying they don't report each like? So you're saying that undocumented immigrants are committing like specific. What category of crime are we talking about? First of all, that matters.
Drug crimes.
So they're not
then,
reporting
violent
each
crime.
other. Is that what you're saying? Like I don't know what you mean.
Correct.
Do you know that the research indicates that undocumented immigrants are less likely to commit those crimes than native-born Americans, right? In order for you to actually argue this point, in order for you to argue this point, you would need to show me data that undocumented immigrants are responsible for a surge in unreported crime. But the evidence doesn't demonstrate that. It demonstrates that undocumented immigrants cooperate with law enforcement for the most part and have helped bring offenders to justice and do not let crimes go unreported as well.
I don't know. I'm going to have to agree to disagree.
Well, listen.
Based on my experience with illegals and being within that community, that's not what I've seen. Protect one another.
I don't feel this is a legitimate consequence anyway. I don't feel this is a legitimate consequence anyway. Like what you're trying to, undocumented immigrants don't commit much crime per capita. So why is this a consequence at all? They don't really commit these crimes. So you're arguing they don't report it enough? And you have one anecdotal circumstance of a friend's brother-in-law that committed crime and then re-entered the country? Yeah, that happens. I don't understand how that's a consequence. But it's not, but that's one circumstance. That doesn't have anything to do with what we're dealing with now.
Well, yeah, it does, because it has everything to do with what we're dealing with now, because the more you have in the country, the more crimes that there are that can be committed.
They're not committing crimes. I've already established for you. You're forgetting the most important fact. Undocumented immigrants commit very low portions of crime per capita. They don't commit.
That's based on numbers from inaccurate data, because
no, it's not.
When you have these illegals that are not reporting crimes, it's going to skew the data, and it's going to look more in favor. It's going to be in favor for the illegals just naturally by how that process works, because they don't report it.
That's not true, though.
How can
your one anecdotal experience does not prove the point.
I've lived in several areas in border states where
undocumented immigrants are far more likely to be a victim of crime than they are to commit crime, and the people committing crimes against them are typically American citizens. And in those circumstances, they have been seen to cooperate with law enforcement.
Well, they should be deported when they're encountering law enforcement.
Right. So if they're assaulted,
they committed a crime.
I
just
disagree.
By coming here.
I disagree, but that's not your argument. That's not your argument, though. Your argument is it's a legitimate consequence which justifies deportation. This is not a legitimate consequence. Yeah. This is one anecdotal circumstance that you have that doesn't substantiate your argument. Have you ever looked at the data?
Yeah, I have looked at some of the data. It's been a while, but I have definitely looked at the data.
There's absolutely no data that supports what you're saying.
That's because you're not listening to what I'm saying.
How do you not know the NCVS? If you looked at the data, you would know the NCVS.
Largely gone unreported. I mean,
so let's do this. So from 2017 to 2023, violent crimes against immigrants were reported 15% more frequently than those against U.S. born. And crimes against non-citizens, including undocumented immigrants, were reported 18% more frequently.
And then what does it show for the statistics as far as undocumented reporting crimes against undocumented.
Just so immigrant victims personally reported violent crimes 29% more than U.S. citizens, and non-victims personally reported crimes 32% more often. That's just generally speaking. If they're a victim of crime, they report that crime 32% more often. This is insane.
But how can that be accurate when you have
how
a
can
large
your argument be
portion of them that don't
accurate when
do
you
it?
have you have one little anecdotal fucking, like, you have no evidence?
No, I've talked to a lot of people.
No, you haven't. That's
This is
anecdotal
something
too.
that has highly
That's still
interested
anecdotal.
me.
That's still anecdotal. It's your personal experience. It doesn't matter. I don't care who you've talked to. Who have you talked to? Let's hear it. Let's hear who you've talked to.
I've had personal witness.
Who? Tell me their
from
names.
My friend, the one that I talked about, who's been arrested
No, don't bring
multiple
up your
times.
friend again. Bring up someone different. Give me a name now.
The people that they're associated with as well.
Give me one. Give me a name.
Well, and their personal name, I don't know their names.
So you don't know their
I
name,
didn't-
but yet you got into how often statistically they report crimes committed against them. Guys, sell that bullshit to someone else.
No.
Sell that to someone who believes
No,
this
when-
bullshit. Okay, this is ridiculous.
You hear they talk. You know, a criminal talks about the crimes that they commit, right? So
no,
when
that's,
you're around
I don't know
people
that. No,
or around
no, I don't.
criminals
No, I don't know that
or
actually.
people who commit
I don't know
crimes,
that
they
actually.
talk
Guys, I
crap.
would appreciate everybody hitting the share button, hitting the thumbs up button, all those things in the live. I would appreciate doing all the things to help support the live while I talk to these Muppets. Go ahead.
So you're telling me that you don't have personal experience with criminal illegal immigrants?
Not that I use in a fucking debate. Definitely not. Have I ever had?
No,
No, I've never experienced. I've never been a victim of any crime by an undocumented immigrant. No.
you've never sat down by somebody who's here illegal when you're eating lunch.
Yeah, I've
let's
talked
say
to
at a
people who are
Mexican food truck,
undocumented before,
and you talk.
but why don't you understand? Why is it not important to you, right? That the people committing the crimes are American citizens. Why isn't that part important to you?
Well,
Why?
it's all important to me. That's
Do you realize how
important to me as well.
insane? No, it's not. Clearly, then what have you done?
Yeah,
Who
it
have you interviewed specifically? What have you studied? Like, tell me a little bit about what you think could reduce crime overall. You're just trying to find some weird like loophole. This is bizarre argument. It really is.
How is it bizarre? I have personal experience. When I've sat down with people
Oh my
at
God.
food trucks, for instance, and I've had conversations with them.
Okay,
I
and
w-
what did they
I-
say to you? What they
I
say?
was
So you went
majoring
to
in
a food
criminal
truck.
justice in Arizona. They have.
So
They
you
have
went to a food
prisons
truck
there
and they
that
were
house
like,
large numbers of illegal immigrants.
so you went to a food truck and they were like, "Hey, little Timmy, I don't." Yeah, and you were like, "Yeah, can I ask you a question about whether or not you report crimes?" They told you, "Are you a white guy?"
No, you get in conversations with.
I'm just wondering, are
you
you
get
a
in
white
different
guy?
kinds of
I'm just wondering, are you a white guy?
Of course, I'm white.
So do you really think people are telling you the crimes they've committed, guy? Sell that to someone
Yeah,
else.
when
They probably think
when
you're
you're
a
talking
fucking
to them
cop.
about weed or getting weed, stuff like that.
I don't know. I would think you're a cop, to be honest. But that's besides the point. If you started coming up and asking what crimes I've committed lately and whether or not they were reported, like, what the hell?
No, you don't go and ask them what crimes they
So
committed.
what do you then? How do you then tell me how you framed the question? Go ahead.
I would ask them if they have any weed for sale.
Yeah, they definitely
If they
think you're a
do-
cop. They definitely think you're
Mm.
a cop. Hello, sir. Do you have any weed for sale? Marijuana? Do you have any marijuana? Sometimes they call it herb. I'm not sure what the classification is
Super creepy.
legally. I'm not sure what the classification is, but do you happen to have over 10 grams, which happens to be a felony? Dude, they definitely don't answer you.
Yeah, they do. If they actually have it for sale.
Do you have any marijuana at all? Do you happen to have
I've
over
bought it
10
from them
grams, which happens to be a misdemeanor? Like, come on, dude. This is crazy. This is excuse me. Do you happen to have a felony amount of drugs on you by any chance? I'm taking a survey on how many of you are committing crime.
Don't ever approach it like that.
They would tell you to get lost. Well, hello, illegal immigrants. You don't happen to have a felony quantity of drugs on you by any chance, do you? I swear to God, I'm not a cop. I swear to God, I do not work for law enforcement, by the way. Police cannot lie to you about that.
No, that's not how you would ever approach something.
Okay, tell me how you approach it.
In your conversation with them, and you ask them, hey, how's it going? You get into a conversation with them, ask them where they're from, what they're doing here. If they like the work that they're doing, what kind of work they're doing. And as the conversation goes on and it builds.
And then you just cut in like, do you happen to have a felony quantity of cocaine on you by any chance?
You don't say it like that. And I've never asked anybody for cocaine. It's just weed.
Listen, I hope you don't work as a salesman because you're not selling me on this whatsoever. This is some weird, thing you're trying to justify based off this one anecdotal circumstance, and it makes absolutely no sense. Honestly, I'm lost. I don't even know what to say. I just can tell you what the data shows, right? And that,
fair.
So hold on.
Fair.
60.
Shows,
if we're just talking about
serious
crime, 62%, okay, according to the data, of serious crimes committed against immigrants were reported to police, compared to 57% for U.S.-born citizens. So if your concern is they're not reporting crime, they report more crime than U.S.-born citizens. And this is consistent across multiple years and multiple categories of crime. It does not change. And undocumented immigrants do not cause crimes to go unreported. They actually help increase crime reporting rates. Come back when you have data that substantiates your point, okay?
If that's true,
it is true.
When they have...
Listen, let me ask you one question before you go. Do you have a felony quantity of marijuana? I don't know. I don't know where that guy's going. I really don't. I don't know anymore. He doesn't agree with the data, but his only rebuttal is an anecdote. I don't understand that. You don't agree with the data, but your evidence is an anecdote. Guys, did anyone watch me on TikTok this morning? This is the second time today someone tried to actually form an argument with only anecdotal evidence. Excuse me. I swear to God I'm not a police officer before I say anything else. Do you happen to have a felony quantity of drugs on you by any chance? Why are you asking me that? No reason. Not that I want any. It's against the law. But I'm asking you because I'm conducting a study currently that you guys possess it and don't report it. And I swear to God I'm not a cop, by the way. I'll even pinky promise. I'll swear to God twice if you want me to.
Call from
Robert.
Why are you're still calling me?
No. This is a different person.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No. My name is Robert.
No,
I
it's
just
not.
Came on your live. No. Honestly,
I can.
I
right.
asked it.
All
No. I'm calling from Michigan from my phone. Honest to God. I asked
What's
if you
going
look
on?
in the chat. If you look in the chat, it says 20-year combat vet Marine.
All
May
right.
I call
Yes,
and be
you can
respectful?
All right, go ahead. What's up? I don't have long left in the live, but go ahead. What's up? Guys, can we all hit the thumbs up button? Can we all hit the thumbs up button? Can we spam
Yeah, hit the like and thumbs up button. Absolutely.
All right, go ahead, sweetheart.
I'm just here to say, I served for 20 years in the military.
Thank you for your service.
I don't agree with Trump all the time.
Thank you for your service.
You know, I fought for. Thank you. I
Birdie,
just got
thank you
into
for being a
topic.
member
It was my
for 6
first time.
months, Birdie. Thank you, Birdie, for being a member for 6 months. I really appreciate you. Now I think you're gold. Yeah. Thank you, Birdie. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was letting you speak to your members in the
That's
room.
okay. Go ahead.
And thank you for the platform and be able to speak.
Sure, go ahead.
I just caught I left you a like, and I like to subscribe and all that. I'm not trying to blab on. It's just everybody is fighting over so many stupid things. I gave 20 years to my country so people could vote how they want. I did vote for Trump, but I don't agree with what's going on with him doing certain things. I don't know how you feel about that.
What specifically do you mean? Like just in general?
No, with people got all upset about, he's with the VA. It's so hard to get in, even being a veteran. But with the SNAP benefits and taking away from veterans food, where people take advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't think Trump cares about veterans at all. As a matter of fact.
No. Yes, I agree.
I
And voted for him, and I think I made a mistake.
That's okay. Listen, what's your first name?
My first name is Robert, sir.
Okay, Robert. And Wendy, thank you so much for the floating hearts, Wendy. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Wendy. Here's the thing, right? It's okay to admit you made a mistake, but you have to admit you made a mistake, and you got to start working in opposition to what they're doing. So listen, just listen. No one, once you made a mistake, people are willing to accept that for the most part. You're not necessarily going to get people to give you flowers for admitting you made a mistake, because that's a bare minimum.
No.
But now you use that as the turning point to start educating yourself further so you can do better in the future, right? So that way we don't make mistakes again, because this obviously we see elections have consequences, and this was the most consequential election of all time. So I think that what I would do is really start educating myself on some of these things. Stick around. You don't have to watch my live. You can watch other ones if you want, but if you like mine, that's fine. I offer a lot of good information. I would appreciate sticking around, learning, understanding, researching these things. Don't just believe me. Go research them further and educate yourself on these topics. But listen, Trump has no respect for you and no respect for your service.
He doesn't. I did. If I could just have 30 seconds, I'm no one special. I'm a small fish in a big pond. I'm not stolen valor. I did 20 years in the Marine Corps. 0311 Wakalot and 0321 Recon. My last tour was in Afghanistan. We fought for people's freedoms, and I thought with my vote things would change, but it didn't change. It's kind of like, okay, now we'll give him the one that he secured the border, but other than that, what has he done? Name one thing he has done. Inflation is up and crazy. Grocery prices are up and crazy. The people. I can only speak for myself. I'm not here to, if somebody votes Democrat or someone votes Republican, I don't hate them. I fought for those freedoms. But Trump has done nothing for me. When I go to the VA, I'm treated like a dog after 20 years.
I understand that. And Trump, the way you should, but here's the thing. Trump was talking poorly about veterans before this election. I mean, you were okay with the way he spoke about a POW and John McCain, mocking the way his arms are.
No, I wasn't okay with that.
You know why his arms are like that?
I don't like the fact of the matter, too, that also a gentleman that
his arms are like
in
that
Panama.
because his arms are like that because he was beaten, right? He said,
Right,
I like people who weren't captured, disrespecting all prisoners of war, called World War I veterans suckers and losers. He's never respected because he never served, and he's never respected people that do.
Well, why I changed my vote and I made a mistake was because we had Kamala and we had all that stuff going on with Biden.
It's Kamala.
Kamala, excuse me. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. I'm not here to offend anybody. But I think I probably would have been better, and I'll say it right now. I made a mistake, and I think the country would have been better with someone else in office. And
it would have been better with Kamala Harris. I could have told you this leading up to the election. It's 100%
I know
had
you
a
that,
way
but
better platform. She was much more level-headed. She's
yes,
an experienced
and
negotiator.
she had people around to help her. She had
doesn't
people around
need
to help her.
But everyone needs help. But she's worked in all three branches of government. Do you know that?
Yes.
She was incredibly
I admit it.
experienced.
I'm admitting it here on your live. A Marine combat vet made a mistake, and even my brothers think so. Like, we screwed up. We made a mistake. So I'm here to tell you live, calling in. I'm no one special. Like I said, small fish in a big pond, and I hope, people can forgive me or say, hey, we all make mistakes in life, but it's been worse for me now trying to go to the VA and get anything or having things taken away from me that I worked hard for. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but if you give 20 years to your country, and my last tour was in Afghanistan 2011, and I came back in 2012, and my wife died suddenly. I don't want anybody to feel bad for me, but I didn't go back to the Corps. And then this country is just, we had some great Democratic presidents, Clinton and other things, and I made the cardinal mistake, and I voted wrong. So hopefully,
all I will say to you is that it may have cost us the future of this country. So if you really want to make up for it, Robert, the truth is you need to vote for Democrats in the midterms. You need to get some power back to the other side of the aisle.
In Michigan.
They have way too much power. Yeah, they have way too much power.
I'm in Michigan, and my Democratic office is right up the street across from the McDonald's, and
all right,
I just
go give them a holler, give them a holler, and tell them this story, and they'll get you on track.
No, and also my Democratic congressman has helped me with certain things. I go to them. You go to Republican congressmen anywhere, and you tell them the situation, and they don't want to talk or hear from you. That's crazy.
Well,
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, look, the Republicans just don't care about the people. So I don't know what to say.
I know that, and it brings.
I've known this for some time. So, but all I would ask you to do is to go get in contact with them and see what you can do going forward. All right.
Yes, absolutely,
right.
And I appreciate you having me on the stream. And I hope everybody forgives me, and I hope everybody says, "Okay, people make mistakes."
Remember, the goal is not forgiveness, Robert. The goal is to do better. The goal is the Constitution. The goal is democracy, right? The goal is to make sure that we stop these people from doing what they're doing. That's the goal, not worrying about forgiveness, right? But just do that.
Right,
That's what you can do going forward, Robert, all right?
Yes. And listen, can I say, I am in the next election, I'm doing what you're saying. I made one mistake, and I see it now. It's like I said before, you're right. Trump doesn't care when the government shut down all over stupid health care because he was, trying to strangle the Democrats. And now the same bullshit, excuse my language. And the Republicans want to try to change. They're messing it up for everyone.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
100%.
Am I right or wrong?
100%. Well, take care, dude. Have a good one.
You too. I'm going to subscribe if that's okay.
All right, buddy.
And if you don't have a problem, I'll bring my military buddies on the channel. And thank you, everyone.
Good. Take care. Sounds
good.
You
too. Bye-bye.
Take care. To this guy in chat, over gaming anything 6023, please stop projecting your pedophilia on me, okay? Stop projecting your pedophilia on me over gaming. No one cares and no one's interested. Stop projecting your pedophilia on me. You made a channel to say something like that, you dummy. You pedo. Listen, here's the thing. regardless, I'm not going to, there's no point in me going into this big piling on thing. I really was going to say to him, was trying to overthrow the government not enough? You know what I mean? That's what I was going to say to him. Yeah, he's a clown. He's a pedophile that I probably exposed. So he's trying to project his pedophilia on me. Listen, dude, don't take it out on us because you're not allowed near playgrounds. That's what I love about YouTube, though. You can just silence their asses. Yeah, over gaming anything is a pedo. And so he got exposed and he's triggered about it. Sucks, dude. I mean, you know, that's just who you are, though. You're a ped. I think I want to say, why didn't you do that? But I just don't think it's productive for me to say, shouldn't you have known January 6th? He already realizes he made a mistake, right? Now, if you want to have a longer conversation about what are the other issues specifically, you can do that. I could do that. I've done that before. Maybe I'd be more inclined to do that towards the beginning of a live rather than the end of a live, but you know, it's not that you can't say some things or have somewhat of a conversation, but I don't think you need to like pile on at that point. All I would say to Robert is, this is good because, you know, you're realizing that elections have consequences in a sense, and I'm hoping that people can realize that your vote matters. Like, your vote is dangerous. You know what I mean? Like this was the most consequential election of our lifetime. And I said this leading up to the election, and a lot of people, specifically people on the right, didn't believe me. Did not believe what I was saying. And here we are today. If you are a Trump supporter, you can call in 908-652-3703. 908-652-3703. Yeah, why don't you call in right now and I just embarrass you in front of everybody? That's usually the best way to go about it, you know? Just call in. That's what you do. Just call in. Hey, Reggie8723 says Pelosi helped cover up January 6th. Can you call in? I want to hear you. I want to argue that. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. No? Reggie's scared to call in, everybody. Hold on a second, everybody. Reggie's scared to call in. Guys, try and get Reggie to call in. January 6th was the fault of one person and one person only, and that was Donald J. Trump. Reggie's scared to call in and substantiate that claim that Nancy Pelosi covered up January 6th. Guys, do you notice how scared Republicans are? They're so scared. Carly, thank you so much, Carly. Carly says, thanks, Adam. Appreciate you so much. Glad to hear people change their mind. You just wish it wasn't going to take years to fix it. It's unfortunate, but what are we going to do, you know? There's nothing we can do. We just have to keep working to do it, and that's it. Yo, what is this comment here, bro? Look what this guy wrote. What the fuck? Yo, big smile 62. What the hell? Reggie ran with a quickness because Reggie can't substantiate her or his claim. Beverly, can you call in, or are you scared, Beverly? I saw you saying TDS or something before, and your profile picture is literally a picture of a picture frame. So it's giving mantle. Can you call in? Let's get Beverly to call in. Beverly's scared to call in because she's embarrassed to admit she supports Trump. Beverly, it's okay to be embarrassed you support Trump. It's almost mantle time anyway, so you don't need to worry about it. If you're embarrassed to support Trump, then don't call in. If you're not embarrassed to support Trump, then call in 908-652-3703. That's all you have to do. I know you're afraid. I know you're scared. Beverly loves watching me. Beverly loves watching me. Hey, Beverly, it's your birthday. You probably got a couple left, Beverly. I no longer support him. That's good, ECAT. That's good stuff. I love these Trump supporters that are fucking scared to admit they support Trump. Like, that's so weak, dude. Like, imagine being afraid to admit that you support Trump. You're so embarrassed you can't even admit that you support the guy. That's the point we've reached. That's sad. That's legitimately sad. Dude, I can't believe that guy was trying to use some weird anecdote to You support the alt-right now. Trump hasn't gone far enough. Why don't you call in, Matthew? Let's hear it. You support the alt-right. I heard one of Trump's spammer accounts was Beverly. That'd be funny, dude. Trump's in here. I'm on the name Beverly. So true. Beverly's a wonderful person. Trump's so great, isn't he? This is Beverly speaking, calling in. Some people are saying that. Some people are saying it. It's true. I'm not saying it, but they're saying it. So true. Beverly's one of a kind. One of a kind. Yeah, we've had a bunch of people, you know. We've had a bunch of people that lately say they're withdrawing their support, but who knows when it comes election time, you know. This guy says, well, I'm a Canadian who is just going to rock your world with some truths, but apparently I can't call. Guy, you don't live in the United States. You're not going to educate me on my political system. You don't even live in the country. I don't know. I don't answer questions in the chat. I only answer over phone call. But you've drained out my last 5 minutes. You've drained out my last 5 minutes. So weak. Wait, what? The police are now asking the public to watch the body movements in this new person of interest for the Brown shooting. Guys, have you guys seen this picture of Have you guys seen this picture, this updated picture of Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner? Have you guys seen this updated picture? Like, he doesn't even look like the same person. He looks like a totally different guy. Like, legitimately, I'm not even kidding. Have you guys seen this? Like, he legitimately looks like a different person. Watch this. I'm going to pull this up real quick. Watch this. Look at this. This doesn't even look like the same guy. Look at that. He doesn't look anything like he did when I saw him. He did an interview with Rob not that long ago. He doesn't even look like the same guy. Yeah, I think there was some issue with drugs and stuff. I'm not really sure I don't know if that has anything to do with this. I heard something about potentially being cut off from money as a potential motivator. Apparently, the story is they were at Conan O'Brien's holiday party the night before the night of the murders, right? Was it the night before? It was either the night before or the night of. I think it was the night before. And apparently the kid, Nick, it's not a kid, he's an adult, but he's the son of Rob Reiner. Apparently Nick Reiner was behaving irrationally. He was making people very, very uncomfortable that were there at this Conan O'Brien holiday party. Conan O'Brien throws this holiday party every year. And apparently he got into a fight during that party with Rob Reiner, loud enough that people at the party heard them fighting. Now, what were they fighting about? I have not seen that discussed specifically, but they were fighting. There was serious tension there, and they were arguing. So I don't know. I know Rob Reiner was making a documentary about Trump's relationship with Putin and supposedly was going to release information that's never been heard before, which really bothers me even more about this whole thing. And I'm not saying, obviously, that there's anything to do there. I just don't know. I question everything now. And you know, I don't know. I hope they somehow still put that documentary together. I really do. That would make me feel better. They at least put that documentary back together. But yeah, and then I guess they went home and the daughter found them dead, and then the daughter called Billy Crystal. So rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Meathead Day. Hey, it's Meathead. Meathead Day. Yeah, I never know. I always ask a million different questions, but rest in peace, Rob Reiner. True genius. In acting, in directing, and I've always thought he was great. So very, very sad. Very, 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 very sad. Hollywood was all right, guys. I'm going. I'll talk to you guys later. I will be live tomorrow morning. I was thinking about going live on TikTok for a little bit, but I don't know if I'm going to. If I do, I'll put a notification in the Discord. If you are a member on YouTube, you can go to the post section and join the Discord. That way you always get notifications pretty much when I'm live, for the most part, unless I forget. But I love you guys. I hope you guys are starting to get into the holiday season a little bit. Try and distract yourself from everything that's going on in this world of politics. Get your Christmas tree up and watch a Christmas movie. Sit in front of the TV, watch a Christmas movie that you like, and try and take your mind off this stuff. You can't consume it 24/7. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. If I don't see you again, I will see you in the morning. We will be live on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, it's the same name, just at adamcrai. It's the account with the account with a little over 150,000 followers. That's the account I mostly go live on TikTok. Take care, everybody. See you soon.